Welcome back to another special edition of the Power Play Show with the hockey coach, Coach FRENCHY, directly from the beautiful Sunshine State in Florida. And we are all the insider of the Hockey Nation Live Show. Tonight with us, first of all, we have Mr. ENORTAP, directly from Toronto, Ontario. Welcome aboard.
Hello, Coach. Hello, Hockey Nation.
And from Nova Scotia, Mr. Andrew Lepage is with us tonight.
Hello, Coach, and everybody. Hope you're doing well.
And ENORTAP is the co-host of the show. It's called The Warm-Up Show, and Andrew is the insider of Montreal Canadian. And we're going to have Michael DeLanery right now. He's at the pizzeria. I don't know which one he's in right now. He's going to eat some pizza before he come back full.
Hooters.
And then, and I think he got some shrimp from DANY. I don't know, something happening. I don't know what's going on with Michael. But when he's going to be back, we're going to bring him and the house. We have a special edition tonight, because when we talk about the special edition, we talk about tonight, it's all about you fans of the Hockey Nation Live Show. We make that show only for you with question. It's a Q&A only. We're not going to bring a lot of subject in the house tonight from us, but we're going to ask, you can ask any question inside the Power Play Show. And the only way to control this show, guys, it's easy. You have to put the letter Q. Because if not, we're going to be a very difficult time. So when you put the letter Q, my program or the software I use, you have a searching, and I just put the letter Q, and they give me all the questions. So I cannot miss any of the question. Now, the question cannot be answered right away. If we have 10 questions to do one by one, it could be pushed back. Within our tab, each question is about 6 minutes, 36 again, average answer. So after 10 questions, it's about 1 hour we just lost. But it's a great answer. That's the great thing about that. It just takes a little bit longer. So, compressement, Andrew inside the 36 again, he make an answer quickly. You have no problem. Andrew is like quick like that. So, that's happening here. So, that's what happened. But before we start, we want to welcome everybody in the Power Play Show. And let's go with Mr. Steve G from Colorado, Denver. Welcome aboard. We call him sometimes the bud, sometimes we call him the monkey, sometimes we call him the boy. By the end of the night, we call him Bud the Monkey Boy is back in the house from Florida. Mr. Adam Berger, moderator of the Hockey Nation Live Show of the Vegas Golden Knight Insider with all the information what's going on with the Vegas is with us tonight. Thank you, Adam, to be with us. Finally, directly from somewhere, somehow, Mr. Zef Lecave is in the house tonight. And that friend, number one friend, supporter of the Hockey Nation Live Show since the beginning of the channel, honestly, from Connecticut, Mr. NHL Hockey News Report is in the house tonight. From the left to right, we go from no hair to macho hair. Yeah, exactly. We set up that way, Zef. And when Michael show up, we're going to see that would look better anyway. And we have a friend that's directly from Illinois, and we want to thank him for the first become a member of the Hockey Nation Live Show, Mr. Blackhawks Fan 97. Welcome aboard. Thank you so support the Hockey Nation Live Show. He said, Adam said, he have another rumor, fact, like Vegas could looking for Claude Julien as a coach for them. That'll be interesting. About that, Steve said, welcome everybody. And as friend, new friends, member now the Hockey, not a member, but a supporter of the Hockey Nation Live Show. I call him the Rabbit. I love his emoji, Rabbit, Mr. Rabbit, or Dr. Seuss. He's in the house tonight. Welcome, BB, with us tonight. Here we go. Already starting by the monkey, and he said the first one. Do you think we saw the last game in Edmonton? Mr. ENORTAP.
Yes, I think so. I think that they've kind of reached their end with him, at least from what I'm hearing. So he might be available, and it also opens up some room in case they want to sign Kane a little bit more long term.
Andrew?
Yeah, I think they'd be pretty much done with him as well. I think the time, he's had plenty of time now, and I agree with ENORTAP. I think they've got to make space to make sure they can hold on to Kane, because that's been a great addition.
That's glad to hear that. Question, first of all, we would welcome Mr. Renaud. Renaud back in the house. First question, Renaud, from is 46 we have tonight. Is Boston management thinking in order to trade Pastrnak at the deadline and would pay him $8 by $10 million?
I don't see them unloading Pastrnak. Now, how it all pans out is going to be interesting. I just think he's too important of a piece. Boston will get it done with Pastrnak. They have to. The mess they got coming up with players that, you know, if Bergeron's not there and Marchand being out long term, they better hold on to Pastrnak.
Great comments, Mr. ENORTAP.
Yeah, I think they should hang on to him for sure. Although I'm really having a difficult time trying to figure out the firing of their coach. I didn't see that coming at all, and it just makes me wonder if Sweeney's trying to do a little bit of a what's the term they use, like an organic dumping, or not dumping, but canning, to try to rebuild in a little bit of quicker fashion. And if that's the case, I could see them moving on from Pastrnak if a good trade is out there. Like I had heard one today that trade Pastrnak to Vancouver, and maybe you guys tell me what you think about this, for JT Miller, Nils Höglander, and the 15th pick overall.
Nice.
Would you do that?
Maybe not. I'm going to give you the last update for Boston. I heard today it was confirmed. They met each other, and both of them, the Don Sweeney and the agent, they have no clue who started this rumor. Yeah, no reason they want to let go Pastrnak. And then Pastrnak and the agent said, we never asked her to go nowhere. So they don't have no clue who started that propaganda, whatever they call it. So the last update I can give to you guys is he's not going nowhere. So
I hate to say it, Coach, but if you look at the media, sometimes they'll just try to stir up and get any rumor going because they're bored, waiting for some action, right?
Yeah, definitely. Is that maybe the time right now the season, like nobody's going like out but waiting? That's possible. And I'm the only one ask a question. You cannot ask question. You are the answering. So me, I'm the next. So I have a question number B because I think Renaud brings something good, and then also ENORTAP says something. If you have a choice tonight, which one could be a coach, or would you expect? Maybe give me one or two coach could be the next coach for the Boston Bruins.
Oh boy,
that's a tough one.
ENORTAP, if one of you have an answer, just jump on it.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to think of all the available coaches.
Or we can come back later if you want to.
Yeah, there's quite a list of coaches that are available, not just from firings this year, but either interim coaches that have been let go, or even coaches that didn't have a job this year. Or like I'm thinking of guys like Claude Julien, and even I don't know who'd want him, but yeah, guys like Alain Vigneault or Ducharme. There's quite a few out there. Okay. But maybe we can return to it. Yeah. All
right, not a problem. We'll go to our Michael Develano right now. He's just finishing his last piece of the pizza. So we're going to wait a little bit, 30 seconds, then he's going to join us. During the time, Joe Lavetrie have a great comments. First of all, Joe, thanks to be with us tonight. We appreciate it. So coach in French, he said, just one comment, said the best or the prestigious trophy in the sport is the Stanley Cup. And I agree with him about that. So, the timing was perfect because he talked about the Stanley Cup. Then we talk about the pizza. But honestly, we talk about Michael Develano. So why not to do a combo Because now we have Michael DeLanery and we have the Stanley Cup and this graphic at the same time.
There you go.
So welcome
like
aboard,
that.
Mr. Michael DeLanery.
The ultimate champion.
El Bobby Hoare.
Right on.
Bobby Orr.
Nice.
Number one.
Nice.
Number one.
Welcome aboard, Mr. Michael DeLanery. Thanks for joining us tonight, the Hockey Nation Live Show. Tonight, it's all about questions. So, and of course, we have some subject, but you have a lot of questions, and I would pick one of you guys and maybe two after that. It will be interesting to set what we at that moment. Mr. Solari Fishy is in the house. And Steve G have a recommendation. We ask Renault, you cannot pass 100 questions. So I would just want to mention this about that. But Renault have another question. Could J.D. Miller fill the void of Kane and Taze and Chicago bring them back to the postseason? If one of them kept trade or two and Miller joined the team, what do you think they could happen to the Chicago Blackhawks? And Mr. ENORTAP, yes or no, or anything?
No. I can't see that happening. I mean, Chicago's in a state of rebuild, I believe, and it just doesn't make sense to if you're gonna get rid of those two guys, why are you bringing in JT Miller? It just doesn't make sense.
Michael, anything to add?
Yeah, JT Miller is probably going to stay in Vancouver. They want to keep him, and they want to keep Brock Besser, apparently. So it'll come down to money, but I mean, the guy just had a career year, over a point a game. If he's going anywhere, he's going to a contender in the middle or the end of the year.
Awesome. That'd be awesome. For the new people, guys, just try to put the letter Q in front of the question. In French, si vous avez une question, n'oubliez pas de mettre la lettre Q in front of en avant de votre question. Ça va être plus facile à voir si vous n'avez pas de problème. By the Monkeys, what do you think about Bergeron future? Let's go with Andrew.
Well, first, we got to find out, is he retiring? If he plays, there's no doubt in my mind he'll play in Boston. No doubt.
All right. And Michael?
I think this is the spell and the end of it. He's got a 10 to 12 week recovery. I don't know why they would move on from Bruce Cassidy. I mean, he seems to be liked by the players. That to me signals changing of the guard. They don't really have anyone to replace Krejci or Bergeron at this time, which says rough year ahead no matter what. So I can't see him returning.
Okay. And French, so I will give you this one there. Who would be the first pick overall for the Montreal Canadiens, Mr. ENORTAP?
Oh, it's got to be Wright.
Shane Wright. Andrew, Michael, if you have any other player or you said yes, it would be Shane Wright, just let us know right now.
Shane Wright.
Yeah, I can't see it being anybody else. I mean, it just seems like he's separated from the rest of the pack.
Yeah.
We have a first question from Mr. NHL. Question, rank from first to the last, who is likely to be traded? Petrie, Hoffman, Allen, Drouin, and Armia.
Well, I think
Leave that up.
Petrie.
Yeah, it's coming back.
Petrie's going to be the first.
Yeah, I think that's the one that people will want. I don't think anybody's going to want Hoffman.
Or Drouin.
Or Drouin. You know, but Allen has value. I think Allen will be in demand. And Armia is like low priority. He might be overpaid for what people think he is. He might need a recovery year.
Yeah, if you think about who's going to be traded the first, I would say everybody is going to be Petrie, following by Armia, Hoffman, Drouin, and Allen. And the reason I put Allen behind this is because the situation with Carey Price. So that's the only reason. Maybe at the trade deadline, that everything could change, but I still believe it will be great. Thanks so much, Mr. Sue, about this one. Jose Duarte back in the house. Welcome aboard. Thanks so much, Blackhawks. Again, question from NHL. Guy Boucher is looking to coach back in the NHL. He's always known as a one-wonder coach. He gave it 10 minutes in and it turned any fit for any team could get a Guy Boucher.
Boston.
That might be the guy. Yeah.
Because especially if they don't care.
Yeah.
Because I think his style, very stubborn about his style, right, Andrew? Like he wants to play that 1-3-1 style. He can change it up and it's still 1-3-1. He changes it up, it's still 1-3-1. So players get tired of that really quick. It has some success, but it's really, especially in the, I don't know. I could see him going there for a year.
Yeah.
Maybe,
I think definitely, whereas they're going through, I think they have to admit they're going through a retool. They're going to have to retool. There's no doubt there's missing pieces there. They're going to have a rough year, like you said, Mike. And maybe he's a guy that can sit in there for a year or two.
I think Tortorella's locked in. Wouldn't you say in Philly? That would be like the best fit for him.
That would be nice.
Yeah,
that would be real.
Yeah,
nice.
that would be good. It's just, I wonder if his messaging will get through to the players.
Probably
in Philadelphia.
I think we have to be careful here. And in December, after 2 months, everybody is back. All right, so they are all back.
Yeah.
And they have a money to spend on UF3s during the summer. So exclude Bergeron for injury and maybe retire. It does really. So they have a chance to pick up a 1 or 2 player on the UF3 and play with a salary cap for many months because they can put Waskey with Bergeron. Possible they can keep long term. I don't know. But I think it's not going to be too much ugly what we think, what it could be about this. I still believe Pete Tolbert could be one of maybe them could be gold over there for the Boston Bruins.
Good point.
That is a good point. I think that's a good fit, actually.
Yeah.
And then I would say for Guy Boucher, I would not be surprised he returns somewhere, somehow, as an assistant coach. Or if you go head coach, or if you go head coach, it would be possible to go to an European, like Swiss or Sweden or something like that.
The guy I'd like to see come back is Bob Hartley.
That would be nice.
I mean, for me, he's an elite coach in the end. I just
very smart, very because I listen to him every day. I watch him a lot listen to him a lot on the TV, on the radio in the morning, 12 o'clock. He comes like 2-3 times per week, and the guy is really smart about how people, the mindset he got, like how the way he talk and express the another side is pretty impressive for how he talk about. So we're better say we have to move on to the next question from William. William, welcome aboard. One year to become a 1 year at 6.4. He did become after that a UF3, whatever it is. How much money you think he's going to get in our tap on during his next contract? Where it could be extended this year and it could be added after the following year?
Well, it depends where he's going to be. I think he can command more money on the free agency market. I think Boston believes in a particular system where they don't necessarily overpay their top players, like let's say Toronto. So he'd make more money on with somebody else than he would with Boston, I think.
But do you think he would get 8 at 9.5?
With some other team, he would.
But with Boston,
I don't know if they would do that. They're weird, right? Like they've got a very.
But they just gave 9.5 million at McAvoy.
I was just going to ask you, what did McAvoy? Because I thought he got 9.5. So I would think he would make the same as McAvoy. I mean, it's not like McAvoy is a top 5 defenseman in the NHL, but he's sure paid like a top 5. I don't know.
Yeah.
They do have about $5 million right now available in cap space.
Yeah, $2.5 million open up, but they have 22 of the 23 players signed, and Pastrnak, guys, he don't have to sign yet. It could be signed this year, but it's only for 2 years. So I expect, like they're going to do with other players, they would give him like $9 million for 8 years and start only in 23, 24.
Does he want to be in Boston for that period without Bergeron, without Krejci? Marchand's got to be long in the tooth. Like,
I think so. I think it will not go nowhere. I think he'll be fine. Marchand still have 2 more years to go. Marchand can play until 37, 38. Now they have Taylor all over there. They have McEnroy over there. They have LANHAM over there. Hurlmack in the net. You have Swimmen in the net. This team is not bad. We think it is. It just need to pick up 1 or 2 center with maybe a winger, and they can rebuild all the way. And Michael, you know, their prospect is not bad with is it Lysell?
Yeah, Fabian Lysell is good. I just don't know if he's like, is he a top 3? He seems like he'll be a real good second line winger. Maybe he's better. I don't know. He can play center, right? So it's possible that they're earmarking him as their center, and he is very skilled.
Yeah. So it will be interesting about him, but I think that would be the right way. I think that would be that's what I'm thinking he's going to get. Run with Kings 20. Welcome aboard. Directly from UK, Mr. Grooves the Ghoul. He is back with us tonight. For everybody just show up, please don't forget to click on the likes. Oh, yeah, you have to click on the likes, but you have to put the letter Q if you want to ask a question. It's the only way ENORTAP can answer. No Q, you cannot answer. Maybe Andrew can do it, but otherwise, I think we have to move on to the next question about that. Will passes the ground class of the Ubado, and about that possible, Mr. Renault. Renault said Dominic Champ for the Browns, and Adam said DeBoer in Dallas.
Well, if you're gonna tank, Ducharme is the man.
That's the way to go.
MSU Detroit fans said Red Wings coaching search about that one over there. Try to pick up a question for Bada Monkey. What coach do you think he will go to the Wings? Here we go. That's the question we'll get right away there.
Yeah.
We know they've talked to Trotz. I believe they'll talk to Cassidy.
Cassidy would be a nice fit there, I think.
I think he'd be a good fit there.
Yeah.
You know, DeBoer is not far off, but Stevie Yzerman may want a tougher coach is what the word is. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's just kind of one rumor. DeBoer would be interesting there. I don't know how much success he would have, but
he wouldn't be a bad choice, but I still like Cassidy. I don't know. There's something with that connection. It just seems right. I don't know.
I think Cassidy would take them over the finish line. Like Stevie Yzerman has some space on the left side on D, and he's got money, and they're really like, you know, this is a team where if you're a free agent like a Forsberg and then maybe another D out there, you come in and fill that left side. You got a young star insider. You got Roenick. You got Lidstrom on the right, and then you got Edvinsson coming. I mean, you could have a real impact.
Yeah, I agree with you about that one there. I think it makes sense more. I'm thinking it's more about him to get there. I think it would be good. One thing, Cassidy's going to have a job again next season for sure. About that.
For sure.
Mr. Roger is in the house. Welcome aboard, Mr. Roger. Then Asham.
The only thing I'm thinking about, if you bring in Torts to Detroit, I mean, Barry Trotz, like he likes to play a very defensive style kind of game, and there's a lot of youth on Detroit. I don't know how confining he is in terms of his style with those kind of players. Like I almost think you need a more liberal type of coach that will allow him to be creative.
Their goals against is horrific. I mean, their last month of the season, they had many 6 and 5 goal games against. And
they were 3.78.
Yep, and I don't think that they think they have superstar game breakers. Like if your top player is Larkin, I think with a guy like Trotz, that might work out because I don't believe he's a true number one centerman. However, he, inside of when the Red Wings were actually playing tighter defensively, he was effective offensively because I think he can run amok, you know, and I think having a creative player like Raymond, that would be my concern with like yours is, and a young sider with Trotz, like can he not harm what they do on the positive side? Like I think Raymond's a very defensively responsible player, and you got a great player like Sider. So it feels like a little bit of a risk. I would not dispute that. I agree with Andrew. I think Cassidy would be a phenomenal.
I think
Cassidy's a better fit.
Because he allows them to free wheel, and I think he can improve that PK penalty kill as well, which was not very good this year.
I think they need a goaltender too.
They need a few pieces. Like they need 2 veteran D. They had Letty leave. They have Stahl that is unsigned, I believe, still. And Stahl is a good third pairing guy, but they really need a 1 and 2. Like on the left side, and then really like they have a hole up front somewhere. Verona is going to be phenomenal in a full season. Like this guy is the real deal. They absolutely ripped off Washington. But there's still like, unless you project Rasmussen as a true number 2 centerman, and I'm 50-50 on that. Like, I think he's just an unusual second line centerman. You might be okay with that. They could bring in a Philip Forsberg or, one of these guys that would be shock people, and suddenly like, woo, it elevates the play because you've got speed and you've got Bertuzzi, you got Larkin, you got Raymond, you got Verona. Zadina could go either way at this point. And if you could build a second line on that team, you'd have a real damn good team all of a sudden. And
do you think Bertuzzi stays?
Sorry?
Do you think Bertuzzi stays? Or will they trade him?
Why would they trade this guy?
I don't know. I'd heard there was a little bit of dissension, I guess, with all that COVID stuff and the fact that he missed a number of games and it kind of hurt the team. That's
was right.
And the funny thing is Zadina's name keeps coming up too. So it sounds like Izzy's not a big fan of Zadina. So those really 2 guys seem to be questionable.
I can't see why you would move Bertuzzi.
Oh, I know I wouldn't.
I had like for a guy that I thought would never be more than a 4th line player, like he's had multiple 20-goal years. He's gritty as heck.
Oh, definitely, yeah. No, he's definitely a talent.
He's a gem of a player. I can't see why you would ever move a guy like that. Where are you going to get another Bertuzzi?
Exactly. They're hard to come by.
Yeah.
Well, that's the end of the question. You cannot talk anymore about that one. We have to move on to the next one. I don't know if that's the deadline meeting. Someone click on there. I don't know what's going on. My keyboard boy. He said 3 minutes. That's it. That's all. We have to move on.
I got a shutout.
Sorry?
In the finals. Costa in the finals, they shut out Seattle 4-0.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
The WHL.
We have Mr. Alan Barnes and also Dan Asham in the house tonight. Let's get ready to rumble for them. That would be great. Thank you so much. About that one over there. Banamonkey, I have a question. Who would you draft first overall? But I would say to you, don't take Montreal. Anybody, don't take it as a players. Just take it as only players, any players, not as a team. Who would be your first round pick? Your first overall pick? Are you still with Shane Wright or you have another one? Not for Montreal. If you are only your GM and NHL now, you have a pick to get. Which one?
I'd still go with Wright.
You're going to take Wright.
Yeah, you got to take Wright, no matter who you are.
All right. Yeah. So everybody got Wright. Andrew Ford does Pastrnak get Wright? We talked about this a little bit earlier. Andrew, first of all, thanks for being a part of the show tonight. But we want to let you know we decide he's not supposed to go nowhere, Andrew, about Pastrnak, so don't expect. And then RJ is back in the house. I want to move on for another game. A question from Grooves and ENORTAP. Is the market saturated in the East Coast in Canada and the US? Would you there be enough room for a 4 to 6 team minor league?
In the East Coast of Canada?
Yeah, it sounds that way. East Coast of Canada and the US. Or is it saturated?
They're moving stuff closer to home, guys. Like if you look what's going on if you're talking about the AHL, there's been really good success where the AHL team is in the same province or state or city as the NHL team. It's easy to get guys up. With the cross-border problems, you're not going to have a U.S. team with a AHL franchise in the East or in Canada. If you look at Calgary, is Calgary going to Abbotsford? Or is Vancouver? It's Vancouver that's going to Abbotsford.
Vancouver, yeah.
So, I think that's a great move for them, right?
But they just move another team. Yeah, team in Ontario in California does not work. I don't know if it's Stockton.
California, nobody knows that team is there.
Yeah, so they're moving back in Calgary, somewhere like this. I don't know which one it was, but
I thought I heard Calgary was moving from Stockton to Abbotsford, but then I heard today that Abbotsford was Vancouver.
yeah, Abbotsford is
I
Vancouver.
believe so. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Abbotsford is Vancouver. They moved last year. If it was their first year this year.
Oh, they're moving it to Calgary.
Here we go.
They're moving from Stockton to Calgary.
Yeah,
So
I know
like
the
that
story. I
was-
heard this like 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That makes like
Renault said, will Bertuzzi, Larkin, and Barbashev be in demand free agent in summer 2023?
I don't see Barbashev. I think Barbashev has had one good year, and he's a fit because the guy that made everybody better was the guy from the Rangers that went there.
All right.
With the swashbuckling mustache. What's his name? Buchnevich?
Bushnevich, yeah.
Yeah, Pavel Buchnevich
Yes.
or Buchnevich. Like, he's so underrated, Pierre. Like, he made all those Russian guys better. Like, look at the season Tarasenko had as a bounce back, and then Barbashev was never getting a
Barbashev
sniff.
came out of nowhere. Yeah.
Nowhere.
Yes.
Consistency for him. He struggled during the playoff for the team, but a little bit better elevate
On the
his
fourth
game.
line.
But he fit in the system of the Blues. That's the good thing about
That's
him.
why I say like, I don't think he's going
Under
anywhere.
Berube, he's doing well about that. And then I want to continue with that question because you have two questions with this question. So hopefully you understand. Bertuzzi, for me, is really, and we didn't see him yet. Can you imagine Bertuzzi in the playoff?
Oh,
What
he'd
kind
be
of type he
amazing.
can be?
Be a monster, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
You'd be like,
I'd love to have him.
So he's going to be great. So that come back now for the next question for Badamonte. What will be the Larkin and Bertuzzi extension look like? That's one of the reason I asked you that question about Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi signed contract 3 years, I believe, at 4.9 last year. Now we have 2 more years to go. And Larkin, I think he become a UF3 possible.
Larkin, I think is.
I would be
this year.
very scared to overpay Larkin.
I wouldn't overpay him. Bertuzzi, yes, but not Larkin. I mean, he had a bit of a rebound year this year. Larkin did, especially the first half was very good.
sure.
Then he slowed down a little bit second half. But you're right, Mike. Like Bertuzzi, they don't come around too often. Those kind of power forwards that
Hard
does
to get.
just about everything right. You can put him in almost any kind of situation, and he'll experience success. And I could think I think somebody like him can command 6.5, 7 easily.
That's what I was thinking. 6.5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes sense. It makes sense. Steve said, has any team sweep every series in the playoff?
Not to my knowledge.
I don't remember that. No.
Every series in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think Montreal
we did.
Canadiens
Montreal.
did.
They won 16 games in a row?
No, yeah, that's
no.
my point. Montreal Canadiens, they did in 12 games.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
So
that
no,
makes sense.
so in 16, I don't think so, but I think in 12 games, I don't know the year, honestly. I can search a little bit later about that. Blackhawk asked a question. What do you think, guys, the Hawks will get for trading Kane and Taze to any team?
Kane a lot.
Maybe not ask tell us the players, maybe, but maybe tell us how many they get in return if they trade Patrick Kane 1, and then after that, Jonathan Taze.
Guys
I think they're going to
elite.
have a hard time. I think they're going to have a hard time finding someone to take Taze, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
Taves
with-
is over.
I really do. But Kane, you're right. It's going to depend on what's offered, but they can get 2 to 3 pieces for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like if you're Buffalo and you're looking at, hey, we got Owen Power, we got Dolan, we got Yoki Haru. We probably need to pick up 2 veteran D. That's not a big deal. Maybe we need a goalie. I don't know. We really believe in our Finnish
Sure.
guy, and Craig Anderson's fine. We go, let's bring him home. And you say, listen, I'm just going to bite the bullet. Is it too soon? It might be too soon.
Yeah, I think it's too soon to mess with what they got right now. That's
But they
just,
could package up like a Casey Middlestad, a first-round pick. They've got Peterka. They've got some other pieces there that are, you know, and they say, listen, we're going to bank on Jack Quinn coming up. He's ready for the NHL, 1.5 in the AHL, rookie of the year. Wow. So we're going to keep him, and we'll move a first-round pick and a Casey Middlestad and some other really good prospect. I just don't know if it's enough or not, but, you know, it's a big nut to bite off as $10 million.
I think Chicago is going to have a big ask price. And I think that's going to be the problem.
At some point, you got to want out of it.
They might look more towards prospects and draft picks if they're going
that's what I'm thinking.
route, obviously, a rebuilding. Yeah, Middlestad definitely would probably be part of that equation.
Maybe.
I would think, yeah. But it's not impossible. I could see it happening.
Mm-hmm.
It would be tricky. But would you see them trading a Peterka, a Middlestad, a first pick, and then a defensive prospect? Would that be enough even?
That's going to be the question, Murr. You know, how much are they going to be asking?
I still think Kane has a lot left in the tank.
Oh yeah,
it's not like you get him now and Buffalo's not quite ready to make a strong playoff push. Like even in 3 years down the road, when they are probably ready, like he'll be there.
Can you imagine?
Kane is 33 years old.
I mean, wow.
92 points.
Yeah.
Like this guy's had seasons of, you look at the last 5. So one season he had 92 points this year, 66 and 56, 84 and 70, 110 and 81, 76 and 82 is down, 89 and 82, 106 and 82. Like this guy's a monster still. And he's being wasted. They haven't won a cup in any of those years. They haven't even been a contender. So at what point does he say, just move me, man? Like, give me, just let me out of here.
The problem is to trade again, because I don't think so. Anything would you like to give a 2 first-round pick, 23, 24, when the draft is so solid, so good.
I can't see it.
I think that would be the biggest problem to get about that. At least a team with Kane, they expect to win. And he's still carrying at $10.5 million after that. I don't expect they will get that kind of money after that, but I'd not be surprised at 34 he can sign another 3-4 years at $9 million or something like that, or $8 million. So it'll be interesting how they can trade for him, but it's not be easy. Blackhawks. If I'm the Blackhawks right now, Fan 97, it's all about get young prospect and first round pick. I need at least for both of them a 7. Maybe 8 in return, whatever you call draft pick, prospect, or players in return. MSU, welcome back. Should the Red Wings go European or Canadian American for this coaching search?
I think we kind of answered what we thought there.
Yeah.
Really, we've answered. I really think Cassidy. I think Mike thinks Cassidy. I even think ENORTAP does too. Yeah, I think we're all on the same page.
I think there's 2 names we haven't talked about, and neither one is North American. One is Sergei Fedorov, and the other is Igor.
Yeah, they're actually saying though Fedorov that I don't know. Again, that could be a huge rumor because they're bored. The media's bored, but they're saying that Izzy wouldn't want Fedorov there, but now Larionov, that's a different story.
Larionov, he would. I think that Sergei left a bad taste in everybody's mouth when he kept wanting out, wanted to be paid more, and he kind of put himself out of the team in those years, and that's what was the feeling. My cousin mentioned it. He was like, I don't know why this guy always wanted out of here. We had a great team.
Yeah, really.
A couple names from the not too distant past. What are your thoughts on number 1, Quenneville, and number 2, Babcock?
I think Quenneville's got to surface. There's no doubt in my mind. I mean, I just think, it's a shame that why doesn't he end up going back to Florida? Really.
Because,
I mean,
he could. But I also think he'd be excellent with that core.
He'd be excellent anywhere he goes.
Yeah.
He seems a little radioactive at the moment. I mean, if you look at all these teams, they're like, for whatever reason, they're just trying to hire women, right? So are you gonna be the other team and be the team that brings in Quenneville and there's all this like controversy? I think they're gonna let him sit on the sidelines for a while. But Babcock, I mean, that was a bunch of nonsense.
Yeah.
Oh, you centered out a player. Oh, poor baby. Why are you in the NHL? Mr. Marner, why are you in the NHL?
Yeah.
Well, I just want $10 million. Okay, good for you. You have a real coach. He asked
Work harder.
Well, what about this guy? Work harder.
Mm-hmm.
And tell me who isn't working hard.
Babcock will surface as well. It's coming time. It's coming time. Somebody's got to want him. There has to be one of these teams that want
That
them.
would be great. Can you imagine him in Dallas or Florida?
Yeah.
That wouldn't be a bad fit. Florida, that's oh man, like I say, I honestly I don't get what happened there. It's just, to me, I think that's going to be a nightmare actually this year.
I think they had, just for optics, they had to do something.
Yeah.
And that was probably the quickest way, just to cut the cord there for that point of time. But he's going to resurface. There's no question about it. He's just too talented. I know, Mike. A couple of days ago we had a bit of a chat in you and I about, and I know you don't like him very much. I'm just wondering why, Paul Maurice.
You're not going to win anything with Paul Maurice, guys.
But he seems to have left good footprints.
Carolina win in 2006.
I would have gone as the coach. And listen, he never won a Stanley. Are you saying he won a Stanley Cup?
What?
He did.
He didn't win the Stanley Cup. That was Laviolette, wasn't it?
It was Laviolette?
Yeah.
He's okay. I think he's had long tenure, right? And I think anyone that quits on his team is kind of strange.
It is.
And he's a different communicator for me, and I don't know what it is. I think the players don't mind him, but there's always been something about him that I've felt is off, and I just don't know if he can get a team over the hump. And so Steve G put in, I would rather have Bob Hartley than Paul Maurice. If you brought Bob Hartley to Detroit, I would not be unhappy.
Wouldn't be a bad fit either.
No, because when he went to Calgary, he was a young player.
That's the call.
Okay.
We have to move on. Nyan Cat, welcome back in the house. Matthew SLATER, welcome back in the house. Thanks so much. Quick answer. Who is the worst, Nurse or Joan for 9.25, 9.5? If you had to take one of two, which one?
Nurse. I would take Nurse.
Yeah,
what do you mean,
so would I.
Take as the worst contract?
I would take Nurse at 9.2 versus Jones at 9.5. Jones,
yeah, I would hands down.
That's what I thought you were saying.
Yeah,
the question was worded
Nurse
a little bit
beast.
differently.
Nurse is what you wish Seth Jones was. Like Seth Jones should be a Norris Trophy winning defenseman. Now he's got nobody to play with in Chicago, like nobody.
Yeah.
But it's not like, who does Nurse have to play with? It's okay. Like,
exactly. It's not that much better.
But he's a beast, man. The guy played with apparently a torn hip.
A hip flexor, yeah.
That's horrible.
It's very painful.
Yeah.
Very.
All right, let's move on. William, I have a question, but Quinn Van Kalen is in the house. Welcome aboard. And both of them have the same question. So let's go with them. They talk about Evander Kane. And they ask what will happen with Evander Kane. And also, at the same time, do the Edmonton should resign him? If it's the case, how much money are you going to get to him? If it's not, he's going somewhere else. If he become a UFA, not which team, but how much money he can get on UFA. So maybe 1 or 3 questions. You don't have to answer each one of them. Maybe one of them. That's all good. And maybe someone can pick it up.
I'll go with the first part. They got to sign Kane. He's been a big difference for Edmonton, getting them this far. I think that's been a big change. So I say you got to sign him. Now you guys can take over for how much.
Well, it's interesting because he got bought out, right? So he got a lot of cash. Edmonton strapped.
Yeah.
And he's never fit in anywhere except Edmonton.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't fit in Winnipeg, didn't fit in Buffalo, even though they really needed him, and definitely didn't fit in San Jose. So Evander Kane might take a short-term $4 or $5 million a year deal. Like 2
And I think you
years
should test him only with 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah,
right. I would not give him longer than 2 years.
If
Yeah,
he's smart,
I agree.
he stays in Edmonton. I mean, I didn't like his answers at the press conference yesterday or the day before, whenever it was.
Ever.
Yeah, like
He's got an attitude.
very
He's always had
wide
an
open.
attitude.
Like I'll I may stay, I may go to test out the market. Are you kidding me? Edmonton gave you this opportunity. Like
He's the best with PR, man.
oh my gosh! Like
Guys, like he is a
stay with
disaster
Edmonton.
when he
Look, you're playing with probably 2 of the 5 best players in the entire league. Like these guys are going to inflate your points and make you better.
Yep.
And this team gave you an opportunity to play this year when you were strapped for money among a negative public image. So
Exactly.
if I'm him, I'd say, you know what, I'll accept 2-3 years, whatever. Like I wouldn't give him more than 3 right now.
You have way more character than Evander Kane, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you are an upstanding citizen. This guy is a grade A dirtbag waiting to offend again. So I mean, he you don't know what he's going to do. He might just go, "Hey, I got 12 goals. I'm worth $8 million again." Like, see ya. Like nobody's going to give you that money.
Yeah. Well,
Exactly.
Edmonton won't do it. Edmonton won't do it. If he's asking
No.
for anything over, I'd say about 3.5, 4 million, they're not going to do it. And they'd be stupid if they did.
I think he could get 4.5. I honestly think he could get 4.5. Yeah.
I go 1 year, $5 million, and that's it.
That works. That works.
Remember, when you get married, first year is pretty good. Second year is getting a little bit worse. Third year, you think it's worse. 4 years now, you divorce. So Kane is the same way. First year, he's pretty good at 6 months. Next year is going to be pretty starting to be crazy. Second year is going to be lose his money. So it's better to let him go after that. So that would be my analogy.
Right, Pierre, this guy's going to get your best friend pregnant. He's going to smack your mom's ass.
By the way, he just get married. He just get another baby.
Yeah.
And he's already had a difficult time with the first one. So imagine after that one over there. But again, I wouldn't, if I'm in Moncton, whatever he did, thanks so much. But I would take only 1 year and I would for him. If not, go somewhere else. And that's it. If you're not smart enough, that's it. If he's going to leave, I maybe trade him for his right for the second round pick, something a second round for that would be the best way for Edmonton Oilers. So that would be the same way for him about that one over there.
My fear he's going to go for the big money because he's in all sorts of debt. And so he's going to go for whoever throws him the most money.
It's not debt anymore. He's bankrupt.
I think he's lucky that Edmonton even looked at him, though, to be honest.
The next question is coming from NHL. He would like, I would like to pay for a defenseman top 4 on my free agency. With the mind is set of someone bring. How much will you give them? Maybe the best thing I can explain to you. And I bring to you the top 50 UFA. It's coming right now. I know that most of them are forward, but they give you an idea. If you have 4 players right there. I know at the beginning it's Kadri, Letank, Goudreau, but think about Letank, and then after that you have, you have left and right, of course, but that gives you an idea. The defenseman, you have Klingberg over there. Also, I don't know. I see Klingberg somewhere.
The weird one, right? Like Klingberg's the weirdest of them because he has numbers that would say top 2 defensemen.
Yeah.
There's just something off on his defensive play. So you go, do you give that guy $7-8 million? You might.
I don't know. I don't know if I go that high on him.
He might.
I think he will get it.
Asking for higher?
I don't know.
Wasn't he?
He's looking for
Fire
this.
with the good
His
stuff?
contract, he said, he's looking for $60 million to 64.
Ooh. Wow.
So it's
Yeah,
8
I'd want to
million.
see more out of him.
8-9 million. Yeah.
So he's
Yeah,
taking
9
Dallas 8 and 8.
He'll
The
probably get
problem
it.
is
He'll
30
probably
years
get it.
old already.
Yeah. Exactly.
So
Yeah.
for
If
me,
you-
if I'm 7 to 8 million,
7. Yep.
Well, there isn't much there in terms of defensemen. I'm just going down the list there.
Oh, it's not. It's not that great. Not as good as
No.
I thought it was going to be.
no,
That's all-
it's only Clember and Letank. That's the super elite players. Then after that, an average, and they have to go with Manson, Chariot, more the second, third pairing defenseman over there. They have a Zatorov,
Yeah.
and then you have Grobenson, really. So you don't have a lot of big name over there for.
Oh, I like
Kulak
Manson.
USA?
I like
Yeah.
Manson. I really
But
like
I
Manson.
think Edmonton will sign him.
Man,
Manson,
they
you
got to
think?
keep that guy. They got to keep him.
Yeah.
I think Colorado's got to hold on to him.
Who, Manson?
No, not Manson. Yes, he'll probably stay with Colorado as well.
Yeah, I think he stays in Colorado.
They will
Manson's
try to
real
sign him,
cool.
but the money will be a problem over there.
How much is
Well,
he making
Kadri's
right
going to
now?
be out, right? So
Should've
so
kept him.
Kadri, there's your center for Boston.
Kadri. Well, wouldn't that be interesting? That would be a nightmare, but yeah.
Kadri and Marchand. Wow.
Oh my God. Would they kill each other or everyone else first?
Well, they'd be out of the lineup with between
They'd
the
be stabbing
suspensions that
people
they
in
both
the
get.
back and- Oh my God. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
We have a question here for Nan.
All you need is Kane there.
Exactly.
Marchand, Marchand with 8 games.
We have a question for Mr. Cat. He asked you about what's going on with the Wild and what's going to happen in next season for them. Do you believe they're going to be back in the playoff or something like that?
Oh yeah,
There's-
absolutely.
It all depends on the Fiala thing. Like, I think
That's going to be key.
Fiala is going to be a big deal. They have all that money that comes back on the books because of the buyout of Suter and Parise. So I don't know what they can do about that. I mean, Kaprizov is a super elite player. Like, if you missed Pavel Datsyuk, then, don't look any further than Kaprizov. This guy's so
Yep.
much fun to watch. And he's got a good supporting cast if Fiala's there.
I believe we are not. We are wrong. I believe. I think we don't think properly about Minnesota because they
I
have
think they're good.
$7 million open up,
Yeah.
Well, they got Marco Rossi and they got Boldy going to play full years.
and they have only 5 players to sign after that. For that roster, that's not including Rousey or the not Boldy, but another one. You have another rookie, Michael, over there. So they are not bad on money. Whatever you're including, the problem would be the goaltender number 2. And you go with Fleury, that would cost them a little bit. But you think about this, the decision is not bad. But they cannot pay you Fiala. Fiala is
Oh,
Was he 7?
Yeah,
I think
he's a
he's-
free agent this year. And
Yeah,
so
that's tough.
is Delorier, and so is Middleton.
But
But
I think
I'd
you
keep
go with
Middleton.
Rossi and Boldy are going to be top 6 players.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have less stress about that. You do have Carson Lambos too. And
Fiala
they
is
got that-
RFA, by the way. It's not UFA.
Who?
Fiala.
Fiala.
Yeah.
Oh well, screw that. He's fine then.
So he's going to get a $6 million over there.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
kidding!
yeah.
I thought it was UFA. That's so
Yeah, yeah.
different. So
That's
and look at the
different,
numbers they got out of Ryan Hartman this year: 1.7 million, and did he get 23 goals? 34 goals, guys.
34.
Wow.
34
Six-
goals.
63 points.
Now that's a contract. That's who you want in
And-
the contract.
Another year, 1.7.
And he was in a bit of a slump at the end of the year.
What the heck, man? That's
Man, he would have been a superstar in Montreal.
no, he would have been horrible in Montreal.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say to you at some
But if
point,
we
they
could
will
get
have
those
to
numbers
trade.
out of him, he would have been a superstar.
They will have
I
to
think
trade one of the 3
Fleury.
defensemen, Dunbar, Broden, or Spurgeon at some point, if they want to to get that kind of money a bit later after that, the year after that. Let's move on to the next one. NHL, how the scouting job doing, Michael? Are you still playing? Maybe one day be an NHL scout, no pressure, but just wondering.
No pressure.
Oh, well, we'll see what happens. I hope. I'd like to win a Memorial Cup and then go.
Do you think Paul Maurice want to coach next year?
Of course.
Yeah.
Richard Farley, welcome aboard.
I think he gets hired somewhere.
The Springfield take the lead 4-2 over the Laval Rocket at the third period. Run with Kings need another constant scorer and who can also help making the power play better. Who should they look at?
Pasternak.
I think, you know what? I think with all the young talent they've got, I think that's a team coming up. So I don't think there's really, it's any drastic move they have to make, to be honest. They got so much depth coming up. I wouldn't be, maybe you grab one big name out there, but they're good.
You get a guy like Risberger. I don't know if you can get a Fiala or you can get someone that
would be nice.
Come in. They had real success with the Dano and Arvidsson moves. Maybe let's shine off those in year 2. And then you go, who do they have that's, Turcotte's got to be up there sooner than later. Fajimo looks like a big-time scorer. But in the end, there's room for another veteran star there. Like someone that can really pop in 30 goals would be great.
Do you see Johnny Gaudreau over there?
No, I see Forsberg there.
Yeah, I think Forsberg is a better fit. I think Gaudreau is weird for me. Like,
who get more money, Forsberg or Gaudreau on the UFA?
Forsberg.
Gaudreau's going to get way more money.
You think so?
You think Forsberg's going to get more money?
I think Gaudreau does. Yeah, I think Gaudreau does.
Yeah, I think Gaudreau stays in Calgary.
I agree with that, but
yeah, I do too. They'd be foolish not to.
I think Gaudreau's going to get 9-10 million, and I think Forsberg will get 7 or 8.
Yep.
I'll be honest with you. I have the players. Maybe not the sniper he's looking for, the consistent scorer run. I will tell you exactly who they need over there. And he's on the list right now in front of me. And I'm telling you now, Audrey Palat for the Tampa Bay Lightning with the Kings would be an amazing, great set over there.
Yeah. He would be. That would be a nice fit.
Why would they move him?
Who?
Money. They're strapped.
Yeah, no money in Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
They're starting to look old too, so maybe it's time to start the odd.
He's only 31 years old. No, it's not because they let go. The problem, they have no money over there.
That?
Yeah.
You're going to hate saying that when they win the cup again.
Oh, yeah, but I already picked them, so that would be nice.
Looking old. Whoops.
But I do want to see them get beat, even though I picked them. I'm just tired of seeing them there, and I think this is the first time I really see the age taking over. They've slowed down a lot.
And that was my concern with them as well.
What's that?
I felt like they were slow before.
No, they had a bit more pep than that. Like, they're really slow this year. I don't know. They're just not looking the same to me.
The next question is about NHL. Do you think Bob for the Panthers could get traded this offseason? Obviously, going to be tough to figure out how he can be done.
I doubt it.
Not this year. I don't think so.
There's Toronto's goalie.
Caleb Sauce, welcome aboard. And it's 5-2 because we are going down, right? So now it's 5-2 for Springfield. Thank you. Renaud, what does Jeff Molson, his key attendance at Laval game to tonight, said about the commitment to the young movement?
Nothing.
They're buying in. They're buying in, that's for sure.
Yeah.
They support. Honestly, everybody was there. Hughes was there. Martin Saint-Louis was there. And they honestly recruit at the same time. Pesata was there. They have a lot of players leaving Montreal during summer. They went to the Laval Rocket, plus the Old. So that's great. Good. Sold out over there. And it's good for hockey right now in Montreal. That's what they can have about that one over there. Don't forget, everybody, to click on the likes. That'd be awesome. And then I try to get a question. Now, here we go. Next cue is right there. Do you think Martin St. Louis feel comfortable with his coaching staff? If not, who they will fire?
Who's on the
I think
staff?
he's definitely backed his coaches. There's no doubt about it. But I think we've all said it before. I think it's Alex Burrows is the guy who really doesn't fit in experience wise. I think he'd be better off in the developmental department or as a video coach maybe, right? But I honestly think that's the oddball.
Well, especially since the power play doesn't even come close to being where it should be.
No.
I'm just surprised, and maybe it'll still happen. There's got to be a coach that's coached in the past that is probably willing to be an assistant coach at this stage and would help Martin St. Louis quite a bit. That is willing to give leeway to Martin St. Louis, but is going to be an asset in terms of mentoring him and also helping on the power play. Like there's got to be
Brad
somebody
Richard.
out there.
I disagree with all of you about what you said. I will tell you why, and I will give you
good night.
already about that one there. First of all, Martin St. Louis said, Martin St. Louis, he want everybody coming back.
Oh,
That
yeah,
show-
I know he said that.
That show loyalty.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Martin St. Louis is already talking with some people coached in the past in NHL. He have already some mentoring him, and because that's how he's been that way since he coached in youth travel. He's been with USA Hockey. He want to talk with people. Everything that I'm turning out. Yeah, maybe not a name by the Montreal Canadiens, but I'm turning out he's already talking with someone, and I don't know tell you which one. But he's always teaching him and talk to him, and he can respond to him every single time. That's my second two. Number 3, he said, I did not take 1 minute focusing on the power play for the rest of the season this year. Reason, I was focusing on the 5 versus 5 to show a concept how this play over there. Now it would be the time to move in. When would be the time to go to the power play? When it would be the right time for him. So my point to you is not defend Burroughs. They know already for him, he did not work yet on this one over there. I think St. Louis been pretty good on power play before. I think Vincent Lecavalier been pretty good before also about that one there. Yeah, nothing wrong to give to Burroughs less, maybe not the power play anymore whatsoever. I don't know behind the bench. But for me, everything you said is great. It's just like I think ENORTAP, he already have that kind of mentor inside.
Well, you know what, if he has that mentorship and we're not aware of it, then by all means, I think that's excellent. It's just not.
Right.
I mean, we're speculating, right? I don't
Hey,
know
that's
that.
who he is. That's who he is.
I'd like to see Vincent Lecavalier and Brad Richards.
Yeah, that's who I want to see.
They are. He is already that way. He's been that way since he is behind youth travel and turning out. He's learning everywhere, every time. That he also said it. You know, I need to know now to prove how great I can be, and now it's time for me. And I'm turning out. He questioned people and he asked all the kind of stuff like that. And I'm not worried about that. What effect nobody around him. I think he can surround, and you can see already Montreal Canadiens guys. He bring a lot of people inside that business right now. Very different what we never see for the last many years. But I think now I realize it was most like a one-man show behind that Montreal Canadiens.
The only part I would sort of not disagree, but sort of question is, like you mentioned, loyalty, and two things about that. Number one, he didn't bring these guys with him, right? He inherited them when he moved.
Exactly.
He got hired. They were actually Ducharme's guys. And number two, we got to be careful sometimes with the loyalty. As much as I think that that's the way to go sometimes. Like, look at what Bergeron did with his loyalty. He started giving away contracts that were way too big based on guys like, Gallagher, whose best years are behind him. Carey Price, although that was your big guy, and Armia. You got to be careful. You have to be. Unfortunately,
why we said to Nick Regenson, "Hey, go out here You've been here 6 years. I'm just 3 months here. No experience in NHL. We're going to fire you right now.
I would.
Then after that, he said, Lekowski, you helped me so much for the when I came here. Why I'm going to push him down out? I don't think so. He's a run out. He's on the purpose to push everybody out. The only thing he could do is to add something somewhere around him if it's the case. But I don't see right now why he will not changing his staff because he's coming from out. I think if you want to go, start slowly, evaluate everybody for 1 year, and then after that, you can move on to the next level after that. And that's what he tried to bring under. That's what he is. But that's what he bring inside. Honestly, Sandy bring Chantal McCabe inside the locker room to show she's a part of the team. That blew my mind. That's how he is, Martin Saint-Louis. And it's not about winning. It's about what they build, that kind of culture they want to bring over there. So
absolutely.
We'll see about that one over there. Adam said, question, Nick Ware is going to be making 4-3-5 more next season behind. Can Vegas afford him?
Is he going to get that much?
What's he making right now?
What do you make
1.5? 1.5, I think.
What is RFA this year? And he was making only 7 on.
Oh.
Really?
Really?
He was under $1 million.
Jeez.
Wow. Did not know he was that
so
low.
He might make 4 times that amount.
He might.
Yeah.
But that,
It was a 750.
750.
So he can get only 825. So, no, I don't think so. Is a
they're
problem.
going to give him a raise.
Yeah.
They got to give the guy a couple mil a year or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Come on now.
Like, I would think 2.8 times 2 and then see where he lands, because he had a great, he's a really useful third/second line centerman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, indeed.
He's going to get a 2-year contract at $1.5 million max.
What?
Yeah.
Come on. Why so low?
Yeah, no money.
Yeah.
Well,
I think you're going to see them unload a couple players, though, to be honest. Like, I see Dandanoff definitely going.
Right now, they have they have 200,000 to spend, and they have to sign 6 players.
Wow, that's bad.
How much? 2 million?
200,000.
200,000, that's it.
wow.
Wow.
They
Leonard
owe a lot
gotta go.
of money to William Karlsson. So they got 5.9 to William Karlsson and 5 million to Dadonov. So that to me, those seem like candidates. Pax already at 7 mil. Like, maybe you move him because he's UFA after that too.
I think they will.
Yeah.
Ready.
I've heard his name a lot.
All right, we are behind, unfortunately. Sorry about that. Welcome, Mr. Frankie Vittori and Andy Koivula. Welcome aboard, both of you. I like when they hit each other. So, Mr. 07 Freedom, do the right way. Have a chance to be playoff team anytime in the next couple of years. Thanks so much, Mr. MR07, first time in the part of the show. Anybody want to answer that one? Then?
I'd say within 2 years they can be.
Close.
Yeah.
They'll be close. They'll be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really just depends on how those current spots get filled, because even if you get Edvinsson at his peak and you're waiting for Kosa to mature, which is going to take 3-4 years, I think. You still have like the entire left side aside from Edvinsson, and is Larkin a number 1 centerman?
The other thing, maybe a better question would be, in those 2 years, of the 8 teams that were in the playoffs this year from the East, who do you think won't be there, so that they could like
Boston, one of them.
Washington, Pittsburgh, maybe. But then you got Buffalo that's on the way up.
Yeah,
Detroit,
they're
Not
ahead
that
of
one.
New Jersey,
Ottawa,
and New Jersey.
New Jersey,
Montreal.
Montreal. Eventually,
That's funny.
come on, Andrew.
Maybe in 5 years.
We want to thank and we want to welcome Miss Kelly and the house. I smell some Toronto Maple Leafs very soon. I smell some
Matthew.
questions coming very soon. Caleb said Ricard Grunberg. about that one over there. That was not their fault. Trade for the young prospect. People it saw each other. I like that one over there. I'm all armor. One Canville play for the Toronto Maple Leaf. How about the team discussion like they can call the Blue Jays? Sorry, I don't have no cues, so I tried to get up. So you brought up Bob Arkley. I just did a check with Wiki. He's coaching and KHL head coach, and the owner is Cabris Neff. Talk about 8 on the target and geopolitics.
I don't think he'll stay over there. I can't.
No, he left.
Yeah, he's not going back there.
No, he's already confirmed. He left.
There was a question earlier from Bud the Monkey, and he asked, "Who do you think will have a better career?" And I think it was Simon Edvinsson, and I can't remember the other defenseman he mentioned.
I don't know.
If you can see that. So he also asked, what current player is the modern version of Brett Hall?
Brett Hall.
I know. I'm not there yet, Michael. Jesus. You're already in front of everybody right now.
Really? That's so long ago in the chat.
I'm getting there. That's I just hit.
Okay, put the timer
What
on.
current player is the modern version of Brett Hall? Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
Who? DeBrincat?
Maybe. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Kind of, yeah.
I mean, Phil Kessel would have been chug 2 beers and score 50 goals. That would have been. That would have been Brett Hall. Pre-Detroit Brett Hall.
You have a player who needs to score an average of 40 goals per year minimum.
That's what I kind of thought. DeBrincat.
Matthews.
It's just because he's center, but I can understand what you mean. But Hall was a winger, so I just, you know what I mean? Like, if you think about that way, that's a good one. Question, Kelly, for Michael and Andrew, and ENORTAP, you can sleep a little bit with me, waiting. What's today our positive for Jonathan Toews? Where do you see Jonathan Toews?
Kelly asked that?
Chicago?
Oh, wow. That's a good one. Because I don't know if anybody's going to want to pick up that contract.
No, there's
That's
no
steep.
way.
Yeah, I don't see it. I just don't see it.
It's a mess.
Yeah.
You know, ideally he would go to Winnipeg, but not for that money. I mean, that's not going to work. They would have, I think
money that kills it.
the money's going to kill him moving anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know how they
So I
can
think-
be with Carolina.
I mean, he would fit in a lot of places, but not at 10 million.
Not a 10. That's the problem.
But if you take the money for Jordan Stahl and Chicago keep a couple of $1 million, it's only for 1 year anyway.
Oh, is that all that's left?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Carolina,
That far.
Edmonton would be great. Like
Yeah.
Both of them are out after that.
Jordan
1 year.
Stahl's still got 1 more year, doesn't he? Like he plays this year and then he's out.
Who?
Jordan Stahl's not UFA yet.
No, he have 1 more year, Justin Stahl.
Yeah, it's weird.
And he said he doesn't want to extend over there. You have to think about this. It's just like the age is similar, $6 million, $10 million. But I think Jonathan Toews could be a good fit over there too. Again, I
he'd
don't
be
know. I
great.
just expressed for that one because she liked.
I don't know. I think they need a solid goal scorer there in Carolina.
Yeah, I do too.
Like-
I think that's what they're lacking is a goal scorer. I think
think about it.
Toews might be
That's
better
what
off.
killed them this
Almost
year.
like Ottawa.
Forsberg.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
That's
yeah,
what
Yes.
I'm thinking of.
Yes.
Trade.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on next one. Could you imagine Kane go to Vegas? Talk about Evander Kane. No fairness, return at no wonder taste.
I give him a week.
Want to be close to home, guys. MGM.
Jose have a question. If the league make a trade, who would they go for?
John Gibson.
They got to get a goalie.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's who it's going to be too.
Right defenseman.
Yeah. a gritty forward.
Honestly, I'll be honest with you. I don't know how they can afford it, but and I know they can. But I really believe, because you talked about him earlier, everybody, I believe Manson could be a great asset for Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yes. And I think if they unload Nylander, there's your answer.
Because Manson is a right defenseman, second pairing.
There's your money.
But you got to give more. You got to give more than just Manson.
I'm telling you, if you take out the Nylander piece, I'm like, we all say, there's stuff we don't like about him for sure. But you're like, you have a massive gap on that team without him.
Oh, I agree. I agree. I honestly think it's because they made the mistake of, Tavares is great, no doubt about it. But having those 4 big contracts is just killing them. And they're going to miss any one of them that are taken away.
But really, do you think that they were one of the top scoring teams in the league, and not just this year, last couple of years? Do you think they really missed his 30+ goals? Like they can get somebody else that gets 10.
Sure, they can.
But is a much grittier player that has some playoff experience and would help the team in other ways.
I just look at for 6.9 on the books, and he's actually less than that cash wise. He's so fast and so talented. He can break games. I hate him without the puck. Like, hate him. But you don't give that up for what you can get for $1.50, like.
I get what you're saying, and like I say, it's not about knocking him because he's super talented. I don't have an issue with his talent whatsoever. I just think, like we've been saying for a while, they need that right defenseman and they need a goaltender. And I do think you're gonna have to unload one of them. So
Palat for
sad
Nystrom.
to say.
What do you think? Palat for Nystrom. What do you think?
For Nylander? No.
Nylander, sorry. Nystrom.
So old.
I keep calling him Nystrom.
Yeah, I still think Toronto would want more than that.
I don't know. They're getting some good production there, and a much grittier, proven playoff tested player.
Definitely. I just can see Toronto wanting more, trying to squeeze out more out of it.
Plot could be done any minute. He's a 1991 birth year.
And the reason you go to trade Nylander, I will tell you why, me.
Oh.
They have to shrimp some money. So they will have to send a Mazen with Nylander or someone else to open up more money. The left defenseman is set up properly with Riley anyway. And I think they will put Mazen, the $5 million plus Nylander, it's $11 million. He can cut Kerfoot with this, I don't know. But if they can shrimp at least 2, they cannot trade only Nylander. It's not helping them at all. It's just around. But you can put Mazen with Nylander, that's $12 million. Go get a good goaltender. Go get a UFA RLD over there. They are a better team. They're not going to suffer too much about the 30 goal. I think Michael Bunting can score over there. They can get other players can pick it up over there. They can maybe get another third top 9 players over there. I think overall that would be better at what they stay with only Nylander at 34 goals per year.
I agree.
All right, so two questions for you guys. Does Austin Matthews need Mitch Marner?
Need is a strong
I wouldn't
word.
say needs him.
I think he definitely helps his game.
Helps.
But like, if he
still,
didn't have Mitch Marner,
could he still put in
score
40 goals? I think he could still put in 40 goals.
60 ENORTAP. Come on, he does not need Mitch Marner to score 60 goals.
No, I agree. I still think he could score 60 without him.
I don't know. I think
pretty darn close. Take off 10.
I don't know. I think sometimes we underestimate Marner. I think he's a good player. He's limited in some ways, yes, but
give him a box of Kleenex. Yeah.
It's just a weird, yes, the numbers are ungodly and he's super talented, but a peak Mitch Marner could bring back 3 pieces that you want. If you move Mitch Marner to Anaheim and they're going, I'm going to put Mitch Marner with Trevor Zegras.
Ooh.
Woohoo! Right? They think
that's not help at all. Zegras and Marner together does not work.
it doesn't mean they're not going to do it.
It's a two players. It's two players similar.
Well,
It's-
I agree with
yeah,
you, Pierre. But
It's
I
two
think that
two players similar.
they'll do it.
Now, if you want to give, if you give me Mitch Marner, I will send to you. I will request Gibson, Jimmy Tristal, your first round pick, 2023.
You'd have a hard time with Drysdale. It's tough because the guy's 19 and he made the NHL and he's not getting any worse. Like now they
Yeah.
do have Olin Zellweger, and I'm telling you, Olin's going to be on that team sooner than later. Like the difference between him and Drysdale is like 0.
Okay.
So they could look at that and say, okay, we'll get a Mitch Marner and we'll build a super line because Zegras is just going to get better and better. You just had a huge year from Troy Terry. And if you imagine a line with Troy Terry, Mitch Marner, and Zegras, you might have, dollar signs in your eyes, right? Like you think, oh, this is going to get us there.
I like your
Like Gibson-
idea, Mike. I like the idea, but I have to
Like,
agree.
it's gonna get
I agree with Coach on that one. Anaheim's a little too smart for that one, I think.
Are they they're not going to make the playoffs anytime soon.
Yeah, but they got so much young talent there. They're putting that team together nicely. Give it
You,
time.
you forget one name, Michael.
Who's that?
Mason McDavid.
Well, that's what
Yeah,
I'm saying. Like, you got Mason McTavish. Like, could you get Mason McTavish with Gibson and a draft pick?
I just
But
don't
again,
think
I don't think so.
Anaheim's
That will help Anaheim with Mitch Marner.
No, that's what I think too. I think
disagree.
Anaheim's too smart.
You got a new GM. Maybe you trick them.
No, but if you want to
Go to
look at
Chicago,
Anaheim,
then.
if you talk that way, I would say take that money, give it to Philip Forsberg.
There you go.
There's
Because
such an age difference. though.
For
So
Anaheim.
imagine,
Guys,
just
it's
think
like-
about this, Michael. We just signed Philip Forsberg in Anaheim. Mason McDavid on the right, Zegras in the middle, and you have Philip Forsberg on the left. That's a lot of.
McTavish is going to be there as a centerman. He'll be a nightmare at center for them. It's going to be awesome. And Forsberg, unfortunately, is a 92 birth year.
Forsberg.
Getting up
Or is it
there.
90
Yeah, I
He's
think
got to be up there, right?
Forsberg is 28.
Getting up there.
94.
Oh, is he only
So he's
28?
94 birth year. Yeah, he's a 94 birth year.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
young. He's young.
So
All right.
I don't know.
We have a little bit out of subject about try to give everything. Trade to Bob for that a backup. Question. Here we go, Renault. Double contract coming up next year, and he is right defender. Someone will offer a crazy contract there.
He's a number 2-3 on a really good team.
Yeah.
I don't see someone giving him like $9 million or something. He's probably paid what he's paid, $7 to $8 mil. Like, isn't he making that now? $6 million? He's
$6
making
million.
$6 mil.
Is that what he's making? 6? Wow.
Yeah, so I could see him getting 7 or 8. He's not that offensively productive, and he's had a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd give him 7.5 the most.
He had 27 points this year. I mean, he had 21 last
I would
year,
not
24.
give him that money. Listen,
He's-
27.57 game, 21 before that and 51, 24.69. Then you have a good year before that. And we have to go almost 3 years. It would be 4 years before he was a great solid player about that one over there. And when he was 22, 23, he's at 27 right now. It's maybe at his peak of his defenseman.
He's a
So-
94.
I would not give more at 6.5. I would be so
there you
careful.
go.
That's what I was saying. Like,
Yeah,
he's
you're
not
right.
making
You're
much
right.
more than he should. Like, I can't see him free agent getting 7.
No.
But $7 million matter, Michael. $7 million for a second pairing defenseman. That's a lot of money. We just
It's
about
a
this.
little
We talked about Jeff Petrie earlier.
Yeah.
And I said,
I
that's
was about
crazy.
to say that. Yeah. He's making
Yeah,
6.5.
really.
You have
and
to
he's
give
just-
around $5 million, Michael. If you want to have a good structure salary cap, your second pairing
I
have
get
to get about $5 million.
You're talking free agency, Pierre. There's no logic.
Oh, yeah, I
Someone's gonna
understand.
pay
But
that to him.
There's no logic at the trade deadline time. The biggest
Exactly.
mistakes are made at that time.
Would he be a really good fit in Winnipeg?
Here we go, Michael. We get there now. And now we give it that question, Michael. Who do you think will have a better career, a Brent Clark or Simon Edvinsson?
I was really struggling with this. This was a really good question, but that's why I asked him to bring it up. Like Brant Clark, we know has really high hockey IQ, but I don't love his skating. And he's got a good shot, and he's just. And then Edvinsson's like 6'4", 6'5", and can skate really well and had a great year. So it's really tough. Like, I don't know. Like, do you project Brant Clark as a 45, 55 point defenseman? Because I'm not sure Edvinsson will hit those numbers. But you're going to get a big guy that skates. So it's an interesting comparison.
That is a good one.
Defensive.
I believe Edvinsson is going to be a better complete defenseman.
Yeah, I think I'd go with him too.
He'll be a two-way defenseman, and the other guy might be a guy that can run a power play.
Only one way. Yeah.
Yeah,
but an amazing great shot.
He's got a great shot. He's really smart. He's just not a good skater.
And Laval a perdu Laval last night 6-3. And Shawinigan, where I was born, they are one game to win the President Trophy. Really amazing. They're going to beat Charleston Islander. It was really the team they was looking for to win the. So it'll be interesting. Edmonton All King maybe win the WHL. Michael, what do you feel?
Friggin' better. We cannot have Seattle winning the championship.
I know, that's your division anyway. Coach, qui sera le prochain capitaine CH? A quick question. ENORTAP and Andrew. And so this, Michael, you can take a drink. You don't like Montreal. So who's going to be the captain for the Montreal Canadiens?
Suzuki. I hate to say it. Suzuki.
I think eventually. I still wouldn't. I wouldn't put him under that pressure in Montreal right away. I'd still wait a couple of years, and Edmondson. I would give it to Edmondson for 2 years.
That's who I would
His
give it to.
contract expires, and then you pass it on to Suzuki.
I think Coach said Drouin.
Years of Brian Giunta.
What's that?
Is this going to be like the desert years of Brian Giunta's captain?
Hey, he was a good captain.
He was a good little captain, though. He was tough as nails for a little guy. Yeah.
Just like Josh Georges, but he wasn't a captain, though.
Exactly.
But he was a bulldog.
Loved him.
Yeah.
What do you think about Joel Edmondson?
Yeah, that's
what I'm saying. Give it to
that's
him
who we
for 2
want.
years.
That's who we want. I'm afraid they're going to give it to
I'm sorry, I don't listen when you're talking. I'm focusing on the question, so I apologize.
We know that already.
So it's not because I cannot hear. It's just like I'm focusing on my job. So I know you. Sure. I have so much confidence on you, so I know you said always the right thing. So I said, I'm not worried about what you said. But we have to move on. And again, we still at the panel at the bottom of the screen. Did Bergeron have the okay for those contracts from Molson?
Well, that would explain why he's gone if he didn't have the okay. But I got to figure everything goes through Molson at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I mean, he's signing the checks. Of course, he had placed all his trust in Bergeron, and just like he has now with Hughes and Gordon, which is the way an owner should be. So, I think he okayed them. He just didn't anticipate what happened.
All right. Welcome, Mr. Pierre Martin and Eric G in the house. Sorry about that. And Andrew can hurt themselves with the KK singing in the salary cap.
Oh, yeah. They definitely hurt themselves with picking up KK.
But they gave it to Montreal.
Oh, did they ever? So we're sitting back laughing right now in some sense. So, yeah. Who got the last laugh in that?
What's a worse contract? KK at 4.8 or Mike Hoffman at 4.5?
Oh, God. No. You had to bring that up.
The 4.8 was this year. They extended him.
It was $6
million.
It was $6 million this year, and it went to 4.8. He dropped.
Right.
Oh, right. Yeah, the other way around.
Why would you double down on that stupid mistake?
Well, he did get 2 goals in the playoffs.
Here we go. We have to move on. We have to thank Mr. Adam Eklipi, the new subscriber, the Hockey Nation Live Show. One more in the house. Welcome aboard, Adam and the family. Kelly, have a question. Are the Leafs waiting for July 1st to do their move?
Well, it's going to be some. I don't think it's a time thing. I think it's just juggling, and someone's got to be willing to dance with them, right? It's gonna. To me, it feels like salary cap move is in the works. They'll sign some of these guys to some sweetheart deals for them, and
I think they will wait until the draft, the NHL draft, and then after that, they would be ready for that one over there. I think that Toronto, that's what they're waiting about that. Pierre Martin asked a question. His Fleury career is over. I was said also, if it's not over, where do you see him play hockey? I give you 30 seconds for each one of you. I'm in control now. Just kidding.
Pittsburgh.
Fleury?
Pittsburgh?
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh?
No.
Not Washington.
They got.
You have two locations. He's going to be in Minnesota or Pittsburgh. That's it.
Yeah, I think so.
Pittsburgh.
So it's interesting that he would stay in Minnesota because they have the young Swedish goalie, and I think that would be kind of interesting. Like, the sooner they get him over here and talking to Fleury, the better.
Yep.
Who is it again?
Not Ashkar. Who's the Swedish kid?
No,
The one that Edmonton traded away from.
Kakkonen.
No.
no.
Oh my God, why are we forgetting his name?
I'm drawing a blank.
Wallstead.
Don't mind.
Wallstead. Jesus.
Wallstead.
That's
Oh my
it.
gosh. That's right.
That's it.
Yeah, Wallstead. Like, so I think the sooner they get Wallstead over, like, he's done what he's going to do in Sweden. I think get him over, get him in the AHL, give him some games.
2
in the
more
NHL,
years. Yeah.
and get Fleury to mentor him.
I think that's a good point about that one over there. I
Yeah,
like
that's
that one over there. Eric said, Hurricane, UFA, Trocheck, Nino, Niederreiter, Domi, Cole Smith. My question to you, he said, do you believe Trocheck and Nino return, or do you believe one of them, or do you believe both of them are out and they let Kokanemi become the center number 2 of this team?
I think Trocheck's going to be the guy out. I hate to say it, but great pickup for somebody. But that's what I think is going to happen. I think Niederreiter will stay.
All right.
Was he injured a lot?
So again?
Was Trocheck hurt a lot this year?
No, not really.
No.
I don't
Hey,
think
he
was
played. He
banged up
played.
badly.
He played the whole season, I think.
He maybe
Yeah,
missed a
yeah.
couple of games, but not much. Not many.
Nothing major. Nothing major.
Yeah,
He played 81 games.
Yeah, he actually had a good year. He put up, I think,
Yeah,
50
51
points. Oh, 51.
The big trick over there is Tony DeAngelo. What does Tony DeAngelo get?
Yeah,
Now,
that's a good one.
that's what my next question. You move there. Because now he talk about the RFA. Nekash, Lawrence, Bear, Tony DeAngelo. Who do you think they all come back, or they will maybe let one of them out or not?
I think they'll keep them all. I mean,
Look like Aiden Bear want to out. He did not play
I
any
think
games during the
Bear's the guy
playoffs.
out too. Yeah, I think Bear is the oddball out.
Bear is
Little
his
bit upset.
own worst enemy, like just on the ice. Like we saw it in Edmonton. He's very unreliable in his own zone.
Yeah.
So the coach is not going to play you consistently if you're erratic. I mean,
And he's not that big either.
No,
he's like 6 foot, maybe. Like
Max-
he's not a
Max.
Brenda Moore
I
type.
thought he was under 6.
Yeah, I think it was 5.
Yeah, 5'10",
5'11".
5'11".
He's listed as
He's not
5'11".
big.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah, he might
Kaprizov
be the
9
one
or
that's
10 million? What did Kaprizov
Sorry?
sign for, Pierre?
Who?
Kaprizov, did he sign for 9 or 10 million?
9.5.
That's I mean, he's worth every dime.
He is.
The prime
worth
with
it.
Calgary. The prime with Colorado, like Nick, with Carolina. Nick Cash have a very bad year this year. He struggled a lot. It's another one over there, honestly. And
He's so good, Pierre. That guy could be the best player on that team.
He did have a bad year, though. I mean, I agree
He
with you.
did
He's
have
a
bad year,
phenomenal
but I'm
player.
telling you,
but where he's coming from?
Oh, I agree.
Where he's coming from?
He had a I think it's like a sophomore slump year, right? Like he did well in the lockout.
Yeah, maybe.
But when you watch him, like even in the playoffs, I'm like, man, who is that guy? Like he's bigger than I realized. Pierre always said he's a big guy, and I'm like, really? I never thought. I'm like, no, that guy's a big guy. He's got all the tools.
6'2".
Yeah, and
he's a big
got so
boy.
much skill.
He's 6'2", but I don't
He's
know.
a
Do they
hard
see maybe Seth Jarvis had a good playoff.
Guys,
I mean,
Seth Jarvis is going to be a star, man. That guy is like so good. Pierre knows when he was drafted. I'm like, a lot of people are going to regret this guy because he killed us in Portland.
Yeah,
this guy was a one-man wrecking ball. He's not big. He's a killer.
Yeah.
And they're going to go back in that draft. He was
which is
like
why I think they'll let Trocheck go, right?
Because that's why that wasn't there.
Yeah.
All right,
Jarvis
let's move on.
He's got a killer instinct. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I agree.
William said Jared Benner deserve a better recognition. He deserve. Do you think is the people not recognize what he bring on the table? Jared Benner or Joe Sakic?
Wasn't he?
You know what it is. You know what it is when you coach a team that's as good as Colorado is or Tampa Bay, like even Cooper. A lot of times, I mean, has he ever won Coach of the Year? The Adams?
Yeah,
I don't think.
Yeah, Cooper has. Yeah, he is.
I thought he was mentioned every year, but I nominated, but I didn't think he won it.
I'm almost positive he at least won it once.
Yeah,
you might be right. Let's look. I'm curious now. Let's look at
because they tend to become underrated because of the team.
What?
Look up and see if Cooper won the Coach of the Year.
Nope.
I don't think he did. I don't think he did. And he
Wow.
deserves
Can you believe that?
Yeah, that's my point.
That's
so
crazy.
Even Bednar,
do you know
he's
that's
got
the
such
first
a
year
great
Daryl
team
Sutter
that,
won?
so,
yeah, I know, and that nuts too, man.
Yeah,
Daryl Sutter was the first time he won.
That's nuts.
I think Brian Sutter's won it twice.
Yes.
Brent Sutter?
Did Brian Sutter not win Coach of the Year? Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
1991.
Yeah,
Only one.
no, two.
Just
I
one?
think.
Yeah. I think it's one.
Maybe not. Yeah, it looks like one.
There's only
just
Pat
one?
Burns winning 3 times.
Oh,
Pat
really?
Burns.
Okay.
Ted Nolan won it. Yeah, Pat Burns won with Boston.
New
Won with
Jersey,
Toronto. Did he win with New Jersey? Montreal.
Montreal.
He didn't win with New Jersey.
And Jacques Demus won twice.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Jacques Martin won. Joel
See,
Quenneville won with St. Louis.
And that's my point. Like when you're coaching
love Joel
such a good team, you get overlooked for whatever reason. They feel like
Yeah.
maybe anybody can go in there and do it. There's a reason why they're the best team.
What's the expectation in our top? That's the point behind that one.
Yeah.
Joel Quenneville won with the St. Louis Blues and did not win with the Chicago Blackhawks ever.
Right.
Isn't that crazy?
Yep. All right, Miss Kelly. If there any way a team take Tavares contract, if I know there are no trade clause.
For
If
sure,
they
but they would
retain
have to
some
eat
of
a
his
couple more.
contract.
He's got to want to go, and I don't think he does.
He doesn't want to go.
I
No,
think if the Leafs
that's your
retain
problem.
some of the contract, they might.
They would have to. They would have to eat 2-3 mil.
He's got to agree too.
Easily. I'd say about 20%, 25%.
That would probably be enough because it's not like he's any different than he was before. He is the player he is.
Yeah.
I found him a little more offensive when he was with the Islanders.
Well, he was also on the
If you
first
go back
line.
and look at his numbers, Andrew, he's not.
He was,
Really?
He was on the first line.
Maybe they were so bad.
He's just that guy. Like, he's not a dynamic guy, but he gets his points. He's got great hands. Like, if you look at his career numbers, like, he's kind of a point.
And the Islanders have never been offensive juggernauts either.
Right.
So
right. And that's
you
why
take
he probably
somebody
looked so
that
good
gets
there.
that many points and you put him on the Leafs, it looks like they're having a bad year. Meanwhile, you're right. He's been consistent.
He's just been consistent. Like
76 points this year, right?
76.
And the year before, he have almost 1 point per game again. The year before, almost 1 point per game. The year before, he got 1 point per year. After that, he got more. It's most been. You have to go all the way to year number 16, 17 to get less of 0 point.
Correct.
But he
0.8
does have
possible about that one there. Here's the problem with Tavares. You have two things. He's never been a flashy guy, so it's rare he scored for. He have only one season, 47 goal. That's pretty much it. Yeah, back to back, 37, 30. Right, but he's not a flashy guy. He's not a guy. It's more the details of the game he does. That's what he does. When the face off, he's going to win the battle in the corner. He passed the puck every time. He's just a guy like this, right? But take off his salary for 2 minutes. He's only $6 million per year. Everybody would take him on his team.
They would take him at more. They would take him at 7.5 or
No,
8.
but I'm just the money concern, right? I believe is maybe now who he is right now, maybe the best center number 2 in NHL.
Right.
Yeah.
But again, he's qualified with $11 million. He paid like a number 1, and he played behind Matthews. That's make him look bad, unfortunately. But if you recognize that player as a hockey player only, he's maybe the top best center number 2 every time that. To be a number 1, I don't think so anymore. I don't see him scoring 35 goals and every time that. But a center number 2 is maybe one of the best in the NHL.
I mean,
But I don't think he's going to want to go. I think that's just it. It's going to be up to him, and he's going to say, no way, Jose, because Toronto was his dream. So I think that's going to be the problem.
My pajamas.
All right, let's move on. Jose said, again for the panel at the bottom, Michael, take a break. Will Mikheyev go to Montreal for Toronto?
He's dumb.
No,
Don't see it.
I don't see it either.
All right. Steve just said, what happened with Nikoshin? Resigned with Colorado where he does, or he does somewhere else?
I would sign him. I mean, this guy is he's very reliable on both ends of the rink, defensively, offensively. I mean, he could probably use the score a little bit more than what he has, but I would take him for sure. I'd keep him.
How's their cap space?
He's only at 2.9, by the way.
Oh, how's Colorado?
Oh, no, I'm sorry about that. Is now is at 2.5. He dropped his money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he would be back again. I don't see him go nowhere, honestly. And now they have $26 million open up, but they have 10 players to sign up next year, Colorado. And they have about 7 players, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 UF3 on their team, and including Quamper, Manson, Burakovsky, Nipushkin, Nishukin, and then Kadri.
Well, you know Kadri's gone.
You think so?
Yeah, I think that he's going to want too much because he's got to make a payday on this one. This is his last big chance for a big contract. So I think, I don't think they're going to want to pay him.
Well, when they win the cup without him, they will be like, that's fine, thank you.
If Dubas gone, if the MTM don't get at least the final next year.
If they make the second round, he keeps his job.
Yeah, I think that's the big key. Is they win one round, he'll be okay.
That's it.
Kat asking you, do you think Kaprizov is still at $9 million?
It's better than every other year for the last 20 years.
No, I know, but this is their window, right? This has been
They're going to throw a parade if they make the second round.
They make a parade when they don't make the playoffs, but
I think they're going to make a Leaf trophy, that's going to be their version of the Stanley Cup.
If they're hanging
half
their
a leaf,
hopes
right?
And all their hopes on the fact
like
that
the Canada Cup,
just the first round, that's sad. That's sad.
Just get to the second round. That's it. That's the best they've ever done, except for the third round.
Don't you think Kaprizov is still at $9 million?
Oh yeah, I like.
Yeah. I mean, this guy's amazing.
Super.
He is phenomenal.
Ron, we have said, what team that made a playoff this year does not see not making the next year? The team make a playoff right now, they don't make it next year.
Boston's in trouble.
Boston, Pittsburgh, I would say.
Washington is iffy.
Maybe either maybe Nashville.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Especially if they lose Forsberg.
Forsberg.
Sure. But they surprised us this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
I didn't think they were
also
going to make
had
the playoffs.
career years, right? They had career years out of Josie. They had career years out of Soros. Forsberg had a career year. Duchesne had a career year. Where did that come from?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think they duplicate that.
You're right.
Kelly asked, will Reimer or Bernier on the trade block?
Is Bernier going to be able to play again?
I don't think so. He still have a hurt with his surgery. It reminds me a lot Bishop for the Dallas.
I thought he was collecting Canada pension.
I think he's really where I believe it would be like that one over there.
So good
Trudeau's giving away everything, so why not?
Exactly.
He would have been a real difference maker for someone.
And it looked like we've been all the way to the end, my friend. And we hit the 10:49, so we're not going to hold everybody here. And then what we do, man, ladies and gentlemen, you have to leave the building with the Frenchy quiz. So you have to set up with a Frenchy quiz. Hopefully, you're going to get better the last time. And tonight we have an easy question. I did not go hard. And I said, that would be easy tonight.
Guys, you ready for going out for a beer or what?
At least you guys, you practice on the lunch. During the lunch. And Michael, you have no time to practice on the lunch. So we'll see what happens. For everybody, guys, don't forget what is a Frenchy quiz. 5 questions tonight. And then we have a few over, but it's not all tonight. So we're going to be interesting. Who's going to winning tonight? We thank everybody to stay with us until to the end. And then the question number 1. Oh, my God! Each question are 1 minute. And the first question of the day is, if I can get it. How many players has at least 3 seasons of 40 goals et plus since 2000? The number we're looking is 14. How many players have at least 3 seasons of 40 goals et plus since 2014? Under, over, or exact? Here we go, Nicolas. Merci, mon Nicolas, d'être avec nous ce soir.
More than 40 goals?
At least 40 goals, yeah.
Anybody have any
Nicolas said under. Jose Duarte said over. Blackhawk said under. RJ said exact. That's what we got so far. Steve G said under. Thank you. Ron with King said under. And we missed for Kelly. And let's start in with Mr. Andrew.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, B.
Andrew said over. Ren Cat said under. Steve G said under. Here we go. Got it. Michael.
C.
B.
C.
C.
Charlie.
I can hear you.
Yeah, Charlie.
C. Exact.
Here we go. That's what I'm talking about. All right, Mr. ENORTAP. William said under, over, by the way.
So we have, you guys went over and exact. Okay, I'll go under.
You go under, Mr. ENORTAP?
One of us is right.
I have no emotional attachment.
One of you is right. Usually when we do those content, who is right? ENORTAP, Michael, or Andrew usually?
No idea.
Of course it's Michael.
Ah, there you go, Mike. Way to go, buddy.
Michael got a good answer. The funny thing, we have only one more. RJ is good, and everybody else is 0 at that moment. So you have a chance to winning. It's only the first question. I'm sure Michael is going to mess up the next one. So let's start into question number 2.
There's confidence for you.
Great.
Come out of the gate strong, falter afterwards.
Question number 2. How many time Maurice Lukowicz was traded or on the waiver list during his career? 2. He played 13 years in NHL, I believe, or 15. Maurice Lukowicz was traded or on the waiver list during his career. The number is 2. Under, over, or exact. Everything after William McClary is the answer about that. Blackhawk said over. We have under for RJ. Nicolas, he said exact. Jose said over. Steve G said under.
Where's Luke Witch?
Run with King said over. Sorry. We're missing the cat. We're missing William.
Oh my gosh.
And we're going to start with Mr. Andrew.
B.
Over. We're going to go. Run with King said Ren the cat said over. And I'm just missing William. So I'm good about that one there. So in that time, Mr. ENORTAP.
I'm going to go over B.
Over for ENORTAP. And William just registered his answer. He said over. And Michael DeVellano.
So I need a point of clarification because he played in the WHA. Does that count?
No.
When he came to the NHL?
No. Does not count.
Good point,
Then
though,
he
Mike.
played-
Good point.
And
Okay,
CJ,
so then-
he said, who the hell is
I'm gonna
Maurice
say-
Lukowicz?
Say exact.
I'm sorry?
I'm going to say C exact.
C exact. All right. And who is Maurice Lukowicz? Someone can help him?
Winnipeg Jets, Boston Bruins,
Winnipeg
Los
Jets,
Angeles Kings. Played in the WHA for Winnipeg.
So how many? Here we go.
as well.
So the answer, this one, ladies and gentlemen, if it's under, nobody got it from you for the panel, right?
Right.
But
Right.
exact. Michael DeVellano take the lead at 2-0. RJ at 1 and Nicolas de Gourbie-Bono have a good answer.
Wait a minute.
And each one of you guys
Time
are
out.
0
Time
at
out.
that
Time
moment.
Didn't Mike
if you
just
remember,
mention
he
three
was
different
the captain,
teams?
right?
You
He
mentioned
played for the
Winnipeg, Boston.
Jets in the WHA.
Yeah, really.
So when the WHA was merged into the NHL, he was claimed by the Winnipeg Jets from the Winnipeg Jets.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he was the captain, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
he went to
possibly.
Boston, and I think he played in LA. And I don't know which.
Yeah.
He went to Boston and he got waived 3 months after that. He was on the waiver list and another team picked him up.
I remember that.
So how's that 2? Isn't it 3?
Yeah, how's that, too?
It's 2 because that's what I was saying. Does it count going from WHA to NHL? And he said no.
It was not WHL, yeah. It was only NHL.
WHA.
Yeah,
One-
but he
I
was
gotta
in
look.
Winnipeg.
It was in Winnipeg. He got
Boston.
traded to Boston, and Boston waived him after that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. And by the way, he got traded again. Who, Michael? Jim Neal.
Matter.
Jim Neal.
Something's up with the dog. So.
Here we go. Question
Neal.
number 3. All right. Everybody is hot right now. How many times the Los Angeles Kings lost a game when they scored 7 goals, but they lost the game 8-7 or 9-7 or 10-7, whatever it is? During their history. 5 game, under, over, or exact. William said the question is under review. All right. Kelly said over. Kelly said over. And then we have Jose said under. And then we have Adam. Welcome back. Well done. He said exact. Nicolas said over. Under. I apologize. RJ said over. We have Blackhawks. He said, I don't know. Steve G said under. We have Jake McElroy. Welcome aboard. He said exact. And then we have Blackhawks 97. He said exact. We missing the Cat, Run with Kings, and also William about that. So during the time, Michael is right now looking for his on Google. Let's start with ENORTAP.
Oh, 7 goals is quite a bit. But then there were some high-scoring seasons. I'm going to go exact.
Sorry, guys. the husky was. I don't know what's going on. She was howling.
Exact for ENORTAP, Mr. Andrew.
Exact.
How many times they lose? 5. Jeez.
Here we go.
Wow. Like
Michael.
how many times they lose a game and they scored 7 goals? B?
B for over. All right.
This includes the 80s, right?
Yeah.
The answer is exact. ENORTAP and Andrew
Finally.
score. We have the cat score. B97 score. And we have ENORTAP, and that's it. So, and 5 of you are one good answer. Michael didn't take the lead at 2 and other. Oh, we have also Jake McEnroe and also Adam Berger. Their first answer, and they are 1 and 1. So congratulations for them about that one. The next question of the night. Est-ce que Grazi, tu connais Guy? Oui, je connais Guy Lafleur. Question number 4. How many times the Montreal Canadiens have a 10 winning game straight consecutive in the regular season and their history? How many times they did 10 game winning straight in the regular season? The number is 6. Under, over, or exact? Steve G, c'est coach Tricry.
Is every answer exact tonight?
Yeah, probably.
Jose said exact. Kelly said over.
6. I don't know.
That's
RG said under. We have Ron King said under. We have Steve G under. We have Nicolas said over. We have Blackhawk said exact. We have Scrazy said under. We have William said over. Jake said under.
How many times?
And we have combien de matchs déjà connu la saison anglaise? Oui, en plein ça, 10 fois d'affilée, mon Nicolas. Adam said over. And the cat said exact. And let's go back with la réponse, je pense, c'est 5. Nicolas. Donc, Nicolas, you go under. All right. And Michael DeVillano, your answer.
So I guess this would be 10 in a row, right? So I don't know. I'm gonna say C exact.
Exact for Michael. And Andrew.
exact.
I don't know. Are you?
Andrew, he said exact. And we go to ENORTAP.
Oh,
We have exact on the panel, Mr. ENORTAP.
yeah, I know. Well, this is the Habs. It's got
I don't know.
with all those cups. It's got to be more. I'm gonna go over.
Over for Mr. ENORTAP.
I was tossed up between that.
But not tonight. Under 5
Really?
times
Really?
only they did.
Oh,
And
wow.
the history 10
Wow.
W straight and regular season.
I thought it was between B and C.
Here we go. Last question. But the funny thing, guys, RG is 2. Michael DeVillano at 2. Jake McEnroe play only 2. And question is at 2. Many of you are at 1. And some of you, I don't want to mention, are 0 right now. But I will mention at the end of the night. Kat said exact. Yeah, but the answer is
Too late.
under. They have 35 players scored their first goal in the NHL and overtime. The last one, it was Maurice Zader. But how many of them were in the power play when they realized that? Now, it's not under, over, or exact. You have to tell me the number. 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 players of the 35 players scored their first goal in NHL and overtime. William said, I'm not good on this. Nicolas, 5 questions. Yes. RG said 6.
There's not that many overtime.
Nicolas said D. Kelly said B.
I don't know.
Ron King said C. Jose said C. Kelly and Jose play for 0 and 5 tonight. We'll see if they're going good or not. Steve G is E. The cat. The super cat said E. How do you get those questions? And Kelly said B. Jake McEnwee said C. Adam Berger said A. And we have Blackhawk said C. D'après moi, une autre question. Non, c'est la dernière, mon Nicolas. William said A. And that's what we have so far. So, ladies and gentlemen, I go with ENORTAP. Yes, Cat, you can go to D. Not a problem, Cat. I get it to you.
When in doubt, always go with C. C.
First goal in the NHL
4.
overtime. How many of them are in
4 with C, Mr. ENORTAP. Let's go with Andrew.
C.
C. Of course, you're listening in ENORTAP, and I'll just let you know is 1 and 4, but that's what you did.
1 and 3,
Coach,
but
I
who's
put a
counting?
question at
I'm
him.
right with them. I'm 1 and 4 too.
I guess
And
it's the
Mr.
wrong
Michael
answer.
DeVillano, you maybe go for the winning of the night if you get the right answer, Michael.
This is like winning the NHL draft lottery.
Exactly.
Click a ball. So my question, just to confirm, you're saying it is still an overtime goal, but on the power play.
Yes. And 35 of them did it. The number is 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 players did it.
How many of those 35 were on the power play? I'm gonna say, I don't know, God, B.
What?
B.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what, but which answer was the less of everybody on that one?
D.
It was
A.
D.
A.
Oh, hey.
2.
Oh, wow.
Only 2 players did it. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of tonight, we have a few of them. RJ at 2, Michael DeVillane at 2, and Jake McEnwee have only played 3 questions, but he have 2 and 3, are the only winner. And obviously for Jose Duarte and Kelly, they are the only 2 with 0 and 5. But
I wish there was a way to cheat it though.
I have a proposal. Next power play, the 3 of us make up the questions, Coach.
Yes, I agree.
And by the way, Adam Berger have 2, by the way. You have so right. It's right there. Adam Berger, Jake McEnwee, Michael DeVillano, and
Don't worry,
RJ
consulting.
all the 4 winners. Congratulations for everybody tonight. Participate on that one over there. So that's complete, guys, the Power Play show. Before we leave, we're going to finalize this with a prediction. Let's not count, but just want to say to you, we're not going to go we're going to go 2 ways. The first question is who won tomorrow night and who won the final East Conference, so we can move on to next one. Good congratulations, William. You get the last one. Who win tomorrow night and who going to get? And after that, you cannot change your mind.
New York. New York. New York.
New York. And they won the series too?
Yeah.
All right. Michael.
Is it a home game for New York?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tampa's gonna win, and then Tampa's gonna win.
10.6. Jose said the Rangers tomorrow. And
That'd be
after
great for my bracket.
Colorado's gonna have to knock off the champs in the final.
That's going to be interesting, though. Either way, good goaltending with Tampa and New York.
Crazy.
and after
New York tomorrow, and I got a sneaky suspicion it's going to be Tampa Bay. I hope not, but
All right, Tampa Bay for that one. We have Steve set Ranger and 7. Jose, he set 6. Charles-Olivier Terrien, salut mon homme, dans la maison. Steve G set 5, 6, 7 for the Rangers. And then we have a new person show up. We welcome Steven Azeb Cypers. He said, do you think that my Nashville Predators making the playoff this season was the worst thing they could have done? The start or begin their long await rebuild. Also, I go for the New York. He said, what do you think about them?
Why? This team doesn't. What are they going to rebuild with?
The Nashville Predators making the playoff next season. What do you think was the worst for them?
Had a career year. Duchesne had a career year.
A lot of luck.
Johansson had
a lot of luck.
Year. Saros had a career year. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're talking rebuild, it doesn't even make sense at this point. Like, why would you want that? Just be competitive.
Yeah.
He missed a couple of puzzles. I like the third line over there. I think the defenseman should be a little bit shaky. I don't know if the trade was benefit for them when they trade Ren Ellis and they got from New Jersey, they got Myers. I don't think so. It was pretty good. But we'll see. Interesting what happening. Mr. William, have a great night. I don't know. I'm flipping the coin. He chose to win the game. Rangers and 7 for Jake. Last goal from 3 to 2 double, 3 to 3. Approve that one. And RJ get all the information. Nicolas, good nuit. Je suis encore à New York. Charles, have du plaisir à New York. And my friend, this complete again another show.
What do you think, Coach?
Coach, we need your decision there.
Oh, for me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Rangers win tomorrow, but Tampa Bay win in 7.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So we agree.
Great for my bracket. Yeah.
That's what happened. That's what we see what happened about this one. I was straight to 8-7.
I am so impressed with New York. I really am super impressed with New York. They shocked me.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize they were that good.
But not Toronto.
But after 5 games, just think about this. Who still have one more gear to go? Is it New York or is it Tampa? Which team right now is in better shape? Is it New York or Tampa Bay?
New York. New York.
I disagree. I would say Tampa Bay because New York, they don't have strong Michel and Goudreau.
Yeah.
You know, so it's really interesting because I felt like New York they've finished strong in all their series, obviously. So I think that's really interesting. But Tampa is like going to be just the junkyard dog, right? Like it's going to take, you could play a perfect game and still lose to Tampa. So people are focused on speed and they're dialed in, you know, they got that like championship thing going on. And
how many games
it's going to take
has Vasilevsky
That's why I
lost?
picked them for the bracket, but I find them different than the last 2 seasons. I just find they really.
They were saying that years ago, but
they're not the same. They're not the same. But
can
they win, of course?
Point. Like, I think they're better. I think we don't.
You think they're better?
Underestimate Colton. Oh my God, Colton had 22 goals this year.
I actually have not been impressed by them. I haven't been impressed by them. New York blew me out of the water.
Look, their experience is carrying them. That's what it is.
Oh yes, that's exactly
they
it.
Still have their key players, and they're not hurt this year. Kucherov's not hurt. Hedman is doing well. Vasilevsky is getting stronger as the playoffs go on.
Stronger and stronger.
Yeah, and that's why, like, if it goes to Game 7, this guy doesn't lose a Game 7.
Not lose. It would take something monumental to happen.
Yeah, like Shesterkin.
He's blown me away.
Yeah,
he's been great. He hasn't.
When it was the last time you checked the bracket, NHL ENORTAP?
God, I haven't checked that in a while.
Oh, I don't know. I don't even remember making one up.
Okay.
I think I picked Colorado. I think.
You ready?
You picked Minnesota.
Oh, did I? Okay.
Yeah. The 3 of us picked Colorado and Tampa, but I'm the only one that picked Tampa to win the cup. But now I'm thinking they're not going to.
Or maybe I had the Rangers in there. I don't know.
Just check who is in the top of the bracket.
Yeah, the brackets don't mean anything. They're like
anyway. Me, Wayne Gretzky called me for the first top 8. I gave him, and he was pretty good. But that's another subject. Until then, my friend, we want to thank each one of you for the panel. And Sarah, I tell you, it was a great time again to do it. We're going to do it again more as during the Stanley Cup, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be back all together for sure. And I think it was great to ask the people. I don't know, they like the formula. We're going to ask them a bit later if they like the questions coming from them and not us. Other fact, like sometime Michael talk about 20 minutes about the Detroit Red Wings. So we have to make maybe a rule for that one over there. But otherwise, it was pretty good about that one over there. We appreciate everybody. But
it just felt like 20 minutes here because all you think about is a Montreal Canadian.
Well, the prime, Michael, is not you. It's like
Florida. Like you're like Florida.
The prime, Michael, it was not you. You start with Detroit, then we have the bottom of the screening. They talk about Detroit for 20 more minutes. We ask you so many questions. So now you stuck with 20 minutes because everybody asks questions after you answer one question. Of the people said that about that one over there. But guys, we want to thank everybody. Thanks everybody. I know some people put some question in the chat, but we apologize. We're over time right now. And remember, you have only 2 goals on power play and overtime. So maybe take a note. Remember that one. Could be come back for the next question, for the next power play show. Until then, we want to remind everybody.
You are awesome.
Oh, I don't know now.
You are amazing.
Let's go that way over there.
You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you.
Thank you so much, everybody, for your participation tonight. Michael, it was a pleasure to having you aboard. We go to follow the WHAL. By the way, Michael, you have to be live. We get Marco D'Amico. We get Doug Brown for the Draft Pro with us. It's coming very soon. We have Blaine Potvin coming. We have the assistant coach of the Gatineau Hall is coming. And we have another one, I cannot remember. Ross Cohen for Sportology, whatever his last name or that last website's coming. And Greg Minervini is going back. And Joan. All of them before the draft. We are live for the draft, guys. All of you can come back to join us during the NHL draft. Until then, we wish an amazing, great night. Be well, be healthy, and we not only dominate your day, but find a way to dominate what, Mr. ENORTAP?
2022.
Have a great night, everybody. Thank you so much for your participation tonight.
Coach.
Yep. Thank you, Mr. Cap. Thank you, Adam. Jake, it was a great night to see you, buddy, tonight. Steve G, always a pleasure. Joe Laveltri, great to see you tonight with us. Jose Duarte, great job, my friend. RJ, great job. Steven, we apologize, we didn't answer your last question. Hopefully see you very soon. Nicolas de Gobi in the bed. Round with Kings, 20. William also left. And Charles-Olivier Terrien, merci beaucoup. Steven, thanks again, Steve G. Kelly, have a good night. You're welcome, Jose.